Da.
Koliko su oni imali vremena? 4 sata, ja? Za
Tri.
rešavanje.
Tri.
Boga mi nije to raspravljeno.
Šta moramo da sebe dobiti, ja?
A?
Što da 3?
3 sata su imali za ovo.
To je jako dugo.
Nekada je bilo 3, pazi.
A sad skraćeno?
A radite PPT, jel da?
Da.
Imaju pristup netu ili ne?
Imaju.
Imaju.
Pitala
E,
sam.
Ne, pa dobro, pa znaš šta je, zato što onda mogu da pitaju dodatna pitanja, ne samo ono što je bilo case, da šta su istraživali.
Ok, možemo da počnemo. Spremni? Dobro. Dobar dan, još jednom. Dobrodošli na lokalne kvalifikacije Times takmičenja. Sada ćemo predstaviti 7 timova koji su prethodna 3 sata radili studiju slučaja, koju ste vi zadali i naravno vi ćete da odlučite koji je bio najbolji tim. Slučajnim odabirom odredili smo prvi tim koji prezentuje, to je tim Case Breakers i njihovi članovi su Neda Ranković, Luka Čubrilo, Teodora Batočanin i Vasilije Mutović. Oni će sada krenuti sa prezentovanjem. Imaju 10 minuta za prezentaciju i 10 minuta za vaša pitanja. Slobodno. Slobodno možete da prezentujete, koristite mikrofon, ko priča i imate pointer ukoliko
Ostavi na stolu, su rano.
Kada pričate i to je to. Možete kada god pričate da koristite mikrofon kako se ide. Ok, samo malo da krenemo. Da li ste spremni?
Nemojte previše vam ići ispred rola. Možete, znači, prilike do ove linije i tamo do tog kao do tu.
Crno. Ok, kada budete spremni, recite. Ok, vaše vreme kreće sad.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Vasilije and together with my colleagues Luka, Teodora and Neda, we make the team Case Breakers and today we'll be divulging into the case study you have given to us, the case study about the MasterCard. I would like now to pass the word to my colleague Neda.
So there is agenda, as you can see, and first thing is a SWOT analysis, and there is a strength of MasterCards. The most important strength is B2B2C system well defined. The most weakness, the most important weakness is unfocused main strategy. And there are opportunities like neobanks, innovations, redefined contactless paying. And threats, here are dynamic market as the most important threats. And there are past analysis so that you can see the elements which affects on the MasterCard's business.
Thank you. I would like now to present some of the competitors of MasterCard. The first ones are Diners Club and American Express, which use the B2B business system. Then Visa, the main competitor, which uses B2B2C system. And Union Pay, which is the newest competitor of MasterCard.
The biggest innovation that we would like to talk today is the application that we like to develop that will help MasterCard users to have a creative way to use the MasterCard in their everyday needs, and it would help them in all kinds of aspects of their life, like people that would be our ideal customers would be people that travel a lot or people that use the MasterCard on daily basis, and the app would help them to use the MasterCard like when going on trips they could pay the road tolls in European Union and gas in Serbia that is already used in other European countries where they can pay for the gas directly at the pump and not to go inside of the pump stations. And new systems of the app will connect users to all the current accounts they have in the MasterCard. And the DeFi system is a system that uses microloans that people could loan money to their friends or companies or use it for business, and they could set the rules that they will use while giving that loans to the other people, like what is the schedule of return and what are the interests that will be in that loans alone. And I would like to pass the word to my colleague to continue to make things.
Thank you. I will now continue on to marketing mix, as the application is the one innovation that we focused on in this presentation. The product itself is the mobile application, like Vasilia said. The price will be free for MasterCard users, all individuals, not businesses. For now, we would like to expand the application to maybe some businesses in the long run after we see the success of this application right now. The placement for the applications is pretty simple. All platforms that sell practically applications, which is App Store, Play Store, and App Gallery. As for promotion, we would like to apply the print, which is billboards and flyers, digital, which we would focus on, as our target audience will be usually younger people, mostly between 20 and 30, and we think digital will make most impact. So social media campaigns, SEO optimization, also TV appearances, and some workshops that will be live educating people on how to use cards, debit cards, credit cards effectively and in the best way. Now for Luca.
Thank you. And when we talk about company culture and introduction of Gen Z in MasterCard company, we pointed out Gen Z Academy education system. MasterCard already has Sales Academy when they teach salesperson how to be part of company culture, and they completely teach them from 0 to 100, like how would they be a salesperson for MasterCard. That includes some kind of technology knowledge and the other knowledges. Like that system, we were planned to use Gen Z Academy system for younger people, because we noticed that in 2020, 54% of employees were millennials, and we think now it's time for Gen Z to step up. When we talk about award system, for every new innovation that employees present, there will be awards. Like every employee with good idea will get some percent of share in company. That will increase employees' emotional connection to the company, where they will like to see success of company, and they will have personal success when the company succeeds. Something similar we saw in sports industry, for example, Bayern Munich Football Club, where the supporters are actually shareholders of that football club, and that will increase willingness to adapt and to be part of unique MasterCard system. So that would be all for today. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions for us, don't hesitate to ask.
When we answer questions, we use the microphone as well?
Ladies.
Ladies first. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Luca. Good presentation. Tell me, who's your personal bio? Describe me your person bio.
Personal buyer for
Yes.
Master Smart
Master
application, or?
For that application, that generation.
Okay, we mentioned that through our presentation, but I will repeat that. Our ideal customers will be people who travel a lot and who work away from the company. So people who work internationally, because MasterCard allows international payments, and for people who live that life on wheels, it would be an ideal product.
Can I say
Yes.
something as well? as that is more of a behavioral kind of segmentation. One based more on age and demographics would be students and employees, mostly, or maybe people that work, not employees, but employed people between the ages 20 and 35, both men and women. So our ideal customer would be, for example, a student in Novi Sad, in Fatana, that doesn't live, that is not from Novi Sad. So he would have to be traveling from Novi Sad to, for example, I don't know, Vršac. So it would be a big convenience for them to use the application, for example, and the card that is also the application that is connected to their account, and then, for example, the buying of gasoline would be more convenient. So that is something we focused on.
Okay, thank you for your presentation as well. It's really interesting. And I have a question concerning Master Smart application. First question for that is, you said during the presentation that it will be free, right, for users. Well, what's the revenue stream? Where is the money in that for, especially for shareholders of the company? Because of course you will need to spend something to get it. Where's what's the revenue there?
Most of the revenue will be by using your MasterCard like any other card. 1% of the sum used always goes to the bank company or card holders. And by using MasterCard, that is one kind of revenue that we have. And the other kind of revenue is while using the application like any other application, we would put in some commercials that would be for our partners and the firms we very like to partner with. So the part of the revenue would come from that.
So you probably really like those applications that have a lot of commercials, right?
No.
Especially those types of applications that are dealing with your finances.
No, not the commercials like you find every day on the internet, but the commercials that would be useful to our customers. By doing a study of what customers of them and holders of MasterCard use, we would put the commercials of the based on the interest of them. Is it made from business or to travel or any kind of a commercial that would specifically interest our customers. So it will be customized based on every person, each person.
So you basically put a lot more effort to be for the application to be tailor-made for each customer, because you have a lot of customers, as the 25% of MasterCard's users. Right?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Second question is concerning DeFi loans. So basically, what you microloans, you're basically telling that everybody can be a bank, which is quite regulated stuff. How are you going to deal with those regulations that cover each and every country that you're dealing with?
Each country alone has its own laws regarding the loans and the amounts of money and interest that you need to have. So it would be based on a region that we are doing business in. So you can't put percentage of interest too much above the reasonable amount, and the amount would be needed to be signed like not on a document but accepted by each side of the people, business or people that are exchanging money.
And you know that's forbidden, for example, in the United States, because it's considering loan sharking, and in Serbia as well.
Mm-hmm. In Serbia, we have loans that could be put and given through attorneys, so it would like be a legal kind of obligation.
It's illegal when you do with when you mark it up for the percentage that you need to buy back. It's illegal in Serbia as well as in the United States as well, and the other countries that you're dealing with. Thanks. Thank you very much for the questions.
Thank you very much for your excellent presentation. Actually, I have two questions for your team. It's slide number 2, dynamic market. Yes. So, would you be so kind to provide more detailed explanation related to dynamic market? And question number 2 for you, so is it possible and how to manage new emerging competition in highly dynamic market?
Okay.
When we talk about dynamic market, we are saying that we have lots of competition, and the fast changes in the market in our branch of businesses. Thank you. And that is the I would like the most important threat to MasterCard business. And can you repeat the second question?
Is it possible, and how to manage new emerging competition in your highly dynamic market, since you are operating in highly dynamic market?
Okay, so for that point, we were concentrated on introducing Gen Z into the company system because Gen Z are innovators, and by innovations you can compete on the highly competitive situation, and we would like to introduce more young people to have more courage to innovate, and by that we can overcome our competitors.
Some brand new ideas, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I have no further questions.
Yeah, guys, thank you very much for your presentation. I don't know, you mentioned a lot of stuff there. Of course, there's not enough time to elaborate on all the details. That's normal for this kind of presentations. But my question is very general. Do you think that all these solutions together that you suggested are good enough for this kind of company like MasterCard is to survive all the challenges that are coming in coming decade? Because somehow you didn't talk much about the company. You did SWOT, PESTEL, and then you started giving us those kind of solutions which are kind of mushrooming, you know? There's APE, there's Gen Z, there is a word system, you know? But for me, these are very operational, how can I say, I don't see some strategy, you know what I mean? I don't see some future vision.
Unfocused main strategy.
Yes, is it enough, like these kind of things, that's it, you think, for the company to stay interesting and competitive and everything?
To be quite frank, this is something that we didn't, the banking industry isn't very, how do I put this?
Appealing.
Not appealing, but we are not very informed about it generally. So the information that we got here was mostly what we based everything on. So rather than changing or proposing a strategy that is perhaps maybe too broad or something too general, we wanted to focus on some solutions, some innovations. We had multiple like plans or something, but we preferred to focus maybe on just a few examples on what can be done, and also we would also have plans for those particular innovations that we presented here, like the application and the reward system, the HR part of the presentation. The organization culture is something that would, of course, be developed based on the first time period that we apply it. For example, if we see that, one second. If we see, for example, that the award system may be too complicated to use, or the employees are not interested, we would, of course, change it based on employees' feedback. So that is something that we wanted, something that can be easily adaptable as the market is changing. And the strategy that MasterCard uses is very good, but something that we noticed is that it's very broad, I mean, for our knowledge, because we didn't have much, we weren't exposed as much to big companies and their operations, their strategies, long-term strategies, like we were presented here, 10-year strategies. So we like to focus on maybe on something more short-term,
No
if that answers your question.
Thank you. Yeah, of course. Thank you very much.
I will be short because we don't have enough time. What about competition. What are their main strengths? Competition, your Visa and others. What are their main strengths?
As I did competition as well. Well, Visa's main strength is their market share, which is about 50%, as we saw in the case study presented. So that is, of course, our biggest competitor and most direct competitor. As for diners and Union Pay, their strength is that they are the newest. So we think that based on their newness, they applied maybe some technologies or some, we didn't have very much time to delve much further. So we think that it's maybe because of their newness, they can apply newer technologies, newer, for example, research that has been done or target companies and something, target audiences, target users, customers. So maybe their biggest strength is something their newness as well as their market share, because based on how new they are, they already have how many percentage? 19.8% of market share, which is less than MasterCard, but 6% is something that can be that proposes a threat to MasterCard as well. So for Visa and Union Pay, that's kind of their strengths.
Okay. We believe that you can reach them in next 10 years with your solutions. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hvala timu Case Breakers. Sada nam je na redu drugi tim koji se zove Swift Solve i ovaj tim predstavljaju Miloš Mićić, Mila Petrović, Luka Dunđerski i Konstantin Bognar. Mogu da nam se pridruže.
U opsegu od 3
Da li ste spremni? Vaše vreme je kreće.
Hello everyone, I'm here in front of SwiftSolve team. My name is Milos, and today we're doing MasterCard case study. I'm here with Konstantin, Luka, and Mila, and I would like to give Konstantin the introduction part.
Introduction for MasterCard case study. MasterCard is a global leader in the payment technology industry, and it has rich history. Its history is dating back to 1966. The company was evolving and is evolving still. It's connecting millions of consumers, merchants, and financial institutions. It's focused on innovation and in constant advancement in payment systems. Also, it's working on contactless payments and biometric authentication with its commitment to security, convenience, and financial inclusions. MasterCard continues to shape the landscape for modern finance. As a team, we think that past analysis is probably the most important thing. The political part, we believe that regulatory compliance, international relations, and government policies are probably the most important factors for political part of this analysis. Global economic conditions, currency exchanges rates, and income levels are something that we would like to point out. Mostly global economic conditions, social, consumer preferences, demographics, and financial inclusion. Well, consumer preferences are something that MasterCard is always focused on, and technological, digital transformation, cybersecurity, and fintech disruptions. Cybersecurity is something that MasterCard is constantly working on and trying to find different companies to work with.
For the strategy part, after doing the past analysis, we've concluded that the most important part of the strategy for the MasterCard is keeping up with new technologies. In the past couple of years, we saw massive rise in fintech companies such as Klarna and Afterpay. So the first part is partnership with buy now, pay later type of companies. MasterCard's strategic collaboration with various buy now, pay later companies reflect its commitment to adapting to evolving consumer payment preferences and expanding its range of flexible payment solutions. And the second part of our strategy, which complies with keeping up with modern technologies, is providing a crypto exchange, cryptocurrency exchange, how do I say it, services. In response to growing demand for digital assets, MasterCard could be exploring opportunities to provide crypto exchange for services, potentially allowing users to seamlessly integrate cryptocurrencies transactions into their broader payment ecosystem.
So for the implementation part, we split that in a couple of boxes. First, it will be integration with MasterCard's network, co-branded products, enhanced security measures, global expansion, digital wallet and integration, joint marketing initiatives, and data sharing for insights. So for co-branded products, that means that, for example, if we collaborate with a certain firm, we can make a product, for example, like special made credit cards, to say, that will allow people to have certain discounts and positive payment I don't know how to say it, positive payment applications on certain websites that we collaborate with. Enhance the security measures. By this we mean that what company we collaborate with will get every data, all of the data that MasterCard has already on all of their users, and that will be really beneficial for the company. Global expansion. This means that going to the different markets, and by implementing the buy now pay later systems, it expands our product, and we expand as a company. And digital wallet integration. This is basically the thing we mean by implementing the buy now pay later process. Joint marketing initiatives. By this we mean that working with those companies, we would collaborate on the marketing strategies and how we market the product. And data sharing for insights. By this, all of the data MasterCard already has is very beneficial for the company we will collaborate with.
Okay, thank you. Now I will present to you the effects that implementation of the strategy has on the MasterCard future businesses. First, we have the build. So this is focused on the building relationship with the governments and other regulatory bodies, so we can expand our businesses to some countries that are more familiar with the MasterCard businesses, because the MasterCard is expanded on the whole world. Next, we have diversify. So we have here wider customer base. So more people are interested with after a buy now pay later option. We can work with people from all kinds of, if I can say, classes, salaries and other. And also we have investing in new fintech markets. Also, as I said, it's expanding to the other markets that are not available at the moment. And the last thing we have here for the effects is grow. The economic influence. We have cash flow. By approving the afterpay and buy now pay later method, we have more cash flow and more economic. How can I say? More money income. Thank you. This is all for our presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Guarda, è importante sapere tanto.
Your first case or not?
First case, yes.
Yeah, it's very good because I know on my class and it's very good for first place. For first case, sorry.
Thank you.
And it's very interesting your strategy method.
Thank you for your presentation. I don't know anything about cryptocurrency, and I'm not. I don't know. Is there any card which provide cryptocurrency exchanges on market? No. How will you solve it? I'm not sure that I understand.
Well, by what we put in the presentation, we didn't explain it very good. We didn't mean to create like a special card just for cryptocurrency. We meant by that we meant connecting with already existing crypto wallets. Yeah, and like working together with them.
Because MasterCard is already involved in blockchain activities. They have implemented the tokens with blockchain systems. So our idea was to implement cryptocurrency into some kind of credit card, or maybe even a new credit card, so it can be used in other transactions than crypto to crypto. I mean, you can exchange euros for crypto and something like that.
Is there any regulation about it already?
I don't understand the question.
Regulation by government or?
Yeah, some governments are trying to regulate this. For example, China, when the cryptocurrency was in its highest form, China was developing its own national cryptocurrency, and that's why we think that it's most important to have good relationship with the governments and other regulative bodies, because we think that it's a trend in the future for every country to have some kind of digital currency, crypto or something like that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any more questions?
Yeah, guys, here you mentioned many things, but somehow, honestly, I didn't really understand again what you want to do with the whole company. You said that slide is strategy. You said two things over there, only two. But then the next slide you didn't develop those two, but you started talking about something else.
Implementation.
Like for example, you talked about implementation of special credit cards, those kind of things. So I didn't really get it. Like, is it like, do you think the future of the whole company is in those two things?
No.
Or these are just some kind of additional small?
It's something additional that MasterCard can work with other firms. It's not the future of whole company. It's just one more branch that MasterCard can operate in, because we saw the potential in other firms and companies to strategically work with them.
But do you believe in next 10 years still the major line of business will be to have credit cards just like today?
Yeah, we believe that in the next 10 years the current trend, so I can say, is digital money, and it's a war against the cash. I mean, and in the implementation slide, we were focused on subordinary things that are crucial to our 2 points of strategies, because without cybersecurity, without developing those kinds of things in company, you can't really have our strategies that we presented in the slide too.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Okay, I have some questions for you, especially related to your past analysis, economic factors, so and especially income levels. So
I will pass that to Konstantin.
Okay, so what is my point? Would you be so kind to provide more detailed explanation related to income levels? So what is your point? Should we consider economic inequality as one important factor given here, and since economic inequality is rising over time? And do you agree with this sentence? Ernest Hemingway once said the only difference between rich and poor people is that rich have more money. So do you agree with this sentence or not?
Well, not totally, but yeah, Hemingway is pretty right. We think that economic part of the analysis was really hard because there's too much thing that can affect our idea. Global economic is surely one of those things because it's unpredictable. It's not something that you can follow always. We think that income levels are something that will increase, of course, because this idea, well, the base of this idea is actually income levels and increasing of the same. So, yeah, that's makes no sense.
Because this is the part of the market that MasterCard is not involved yet, and buy now pay later, as we saw, is a much profitable part of the market. So we think that income levels, I mean, if you go into the new levels of markets, surely income will increase.
Okay, thank you. And do you have some maybe other ideas how to transform MasterCard to grow?
Can you repeat the question?
So how to transform MasterCard to innovate and grow over time? Do you have some brand new ideas?
My colleague has something to say.
Okay.
Well, the thing that we let's say talked about mostly was that buy now pay later implementation, and by that we think by doing that, by implementing that into the company would really help it grow and innovate and keep up with the trends that are currently on the market.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, okay. Have no further questions, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. My question will be concerning, you at one point when you talked about implementation of your ideas and of your proposition, you mentioned that you will be providing data for your partners, right? And in the case, there is a pretty distinctly said that data, basically providing data, is the basically now core business of MasterCard because it drives their revenue. I don't know if you saw it in you had internet access, right?
Yeah.
Aren't you killing your main revenue stream by providing it for free?
Well, we didn't mean it by providing it for free. By that we meant when working with those companies, buy now sell later companies, the thing that those companies really need and what they miss is the data for the consumers, because currently, so let's say in the next 5 to 10 years, while it's still developing, they will really need those information, and they really can't get them anywhere else. They can only get it from MasterCard. So what we mean by that, when we want to develop our own system for buy now pay later, or collab with some other company, that is a really important part of that collaboration itself.
Can I just elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah.
Because buy now, pay later companies really need the information about financial activities of its customers, because you can't lend big amounts of money to someone who you don't know what their financial status is. So with by data sharing for insights, we thought about financial activities on MasterCard to provide to our partners or collaborators for buy now, pay later, so they can decide if they're going to give them money or not.
And one short question, just, are you going to develop buy now, pay later whole process in-house, or are you going to acquire it from somebody else? What's your plan?
10 sekundi imate.
I mean, it's better to acquire somebody because they already have a wide base of customers, but it's not excludable to make our own.
Hvala vam.
Hvala.
Hvala timu SwiftSol. A sada će nam se predstaviti treći tim za danas. To je tim Looney Tunes koji predstavlja Bojan Đurđevački, Aleksa Berić, Tamara Ljubanić i Katarina Filipović. Izvolite.
Otvori se vrata.
Vaše vreme kreće sada.
Hello everybody, we're the team Looney Tunes. My name is Bojan, this is Tamara, this is Alexa, and this is Katarina. Today we're going to be talking about the case study we've tried to solve, and I think we solved it quite successfully. Tamara, will you talk us into it?
Why, of course. So basically about the company, MasterCard is a company which provides services of payment throughout the history, mostly the innovative 60s. The need for innovative ways of improving payment methods has arisen. And MasterCard has, well, through the changes of economy, the crashes, the rises, it has improved using innovative methods, which my colleagues will tell you more about.
Okay, so they faced a lot of, market as a whole faced a lot of ups and downs. More specifically, in 2008 when Wall Street crashed, everybody was panicking, they didn't know what to do, so they were questioning themselves if the methods they are using are quite valuable. So they brought a guy from India, Banga, who brought the change to the company. He brought a new method called B2B2C, which is basically business to customer. What that means? First B, let's say they are MasterCard. They are buying leads, users, their sales, and by doing that, the other business is they are responsible for everything MasterCard is doing, so they are providing other buyers their service, MasterCard services. MasterCard in return gets all the data from other customers and other businesses, market data, and that all comes with some pros and cons. My colleague Katarina will tell you more about SWOT analysis.
Thank you. So our biggest strength is that we are lowering the current competition. In doing that, we are getting access to customer and market data, and we are cooperating with some well-known companies. That's the second B in B2B2C.
Our weaknesses. One of our biggest weaknesses is that we can't satisfy both customers individually and so those bigger businesses and firms. About the opportunities, we will get to that later. And our biggest threats is that the rising of new potential competitors and their cooperation with current ones, because then they are lowering our chances with partnerships with some well-known businesses. And next, I will give it over to my colleague.
So the main point of this is to eliminate the competition entirely. How are we going to do that? We're going to change our viewing angle from competition to market. So instead of trying to fight the uphill battle, we're going to change our view entirely by actually taking competition to market. How are we going to do that? We're going to offer them partnerships, and we're going to offer them good and well conditions. They actually, well, they'll be crazy to refuse. Why so? The main point is the well, our biggest fear is the cooperation of other competitors and them teaming up against us. We don't want to do that, so we're going to team up with other smaller competitors, and I think it's the art of war, something mentioned along those lines, where a lot of small people are bigger than one giant. So we're gonna take the small people and we're gonna collect them. We're gonna build a team. We're gonna offer them partnerships, and we're gonna just expand our B2B2C business by doing so. And I think that's improving on the current, it has B2B2C actually has a lot of potential, and I think Banga, the Indian person, the Indian director that was installed a couple of years ago, I think he has grown too comfortable with the current model, and he doesn't want to take risks like he used to. I believe his method and his analogy and his thinking really improved the company by taking those risks, and I think they've gone too soft, if I might say. So in our cooperation with our partners, we're gonna collect their data, and by analyzing so, we're gonna use AI to automate the process quite a lot. So we don't spend the manpower analyzing and crunching the numbers. Instead, we spend the manpower bringing those people to us and just building an empire, basically dominating the market altogether. I believe in doing so, we might actually have a chance to defeat the decentralization of banks and the weaknesses it has against our current system. Because I believe decentralization of banks might be a good thing, but it's mostly a bad thing because it removes things such as MasterCard out of the picture entirely because of the small percentages that we get and the other people that we might partner up with. That'll be all. And if you have any questions, ask away.
It's good presentation for first time. Strategy make some mistake. Tell me about your marketing strategy.
Well,
digital funnel or offline channel?
Well, the marketing campaign is a quite simple process to take the market. In my opinion, I think there are a lot of already well done examples out on the market, and MasterCard shouldn't really focus on that because we can outsource that. And the main thing is how do we expand the quality people that surround us. I think that's the most important thing.
Might I add on it? So about the PR strategy, I mean, it is most common in 2023 to use digital marketing through Instagram, through Facebook, TikTok, and so on and so. Well, depends. The companies, we as adolescents are growing up, so we are getting into that serious world of finance. and maybe we are one of their focus groups. So they are trying to sell it to us, but they are trying to find a way, which is the closest to us, to make us say, hey, we want to be a part of that. We want to be a consumer of that company. Me, personally, my parents have had a big influence on me in forming my thinking of things in the world. For me, the best PR strategy is word of mouth. They need to build, they still need to try to give good resources and good services to current consumers, so we could hear, hey, his older brother is one of the users or consumers of that company. I want to be a part of that too. It serves him good, it will serve me good. So.
Yes, I understand you, because I make one marketing strategy for a bank, how to grandchild teach grandparents to put about the Mastercard.
I just want to add, they already have the reputation. They don't need to focus that much on marketing because they already have established that they are the power. There aren't many big threats, because when PayPal appeared and started to grow, they partnered with them. When Apple Pay started to grow, they partnered with them. We are focusing. Yeah, we want to form an alliance. We don't want competitors. We want friends, because yeah, basically. So by eliminating that relationship with other companies, we are like building friendly environment. We can learn from others.
To do
Yeah.
to succeed. And to summarize, like we are marketing through our partners and those platforms. Okay. Other questions?
Okay, thank you for your presentation. It's interesting, and thank you for your comments. Actually, you've been mentioning pet dependence as well, as I can clearly see. But I have one short question for you. I think it's slide number 2. How are we adapting? So, okay, so one short question just for you. So what do you think, is it possible to discuss domination over such a long period of time, such as the whole decade? What do you think?
Okay,
Since you're operating in a highly competitive market, highly dynamic market.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. So when smartphones appeared, our parents didn't really have that interest in learning about that. Our generation grew up with smartphones and internet as a new thing. Next generation is going to grow up with AI. So in the next 10 years, kids are going to start to learn to use AI and to incorporate that into like many other businesses. I'm not saying that that is going to replace humanity as a whole, but we need to start to learn living with it, just like we did when first computers started showing up, when internet started showing up. So we need to embrace that. We need to accept that AI is something that's gonna come, that's gonna stay, and that's gonna help us like grow. So if we start collecting small startup companies, smaller groups, we don't know if they're gonna grow, but we do know that they have a lot of data coming. And if we say have 100 companies acquired, that's a lot of data. And we need to take our attention to human error in crunching those numbers up. AI does that with more precisely and more easily and faster. So I think in order to prevent stock market crashes as a whole and many other mistakes, we need to take in consideration that AI may not be such a bad option in like adapting and fastening our workflow.
Thank you. Can I add on it? Do we have time? Sure.
So we have in our SWOT analysis given one of the opportunities to take in the risk and giving support to startups. If I read the material to the case study correctly, in 2021, MasterCard has supported around 30 startup companies. They're giving them, I think they're giving them resources and the support to rise in the upcoming times. About what my colleague said about adapting to the new generations. Let me get on to the question we've already answered to, the marketing strategy. For your generation, the generation who has built, who has given the roots of these things, MasterCard today precisely, the PR strategy was word of mouth. The next generation was maybe posters and word of mouth. To the next generation, it was computers. To our generation, it's social media, but word of mouth is always there. And to adapting to new problems, AI is one of many solutions. He has said it. It's more precise to collect information and to analyze it. Maybe not to predict for now, because it's still developing, but for the process, it's a really good thing.
AI, let's say ChatGPT, it appeared in 2021, and from that, it was alpha version. Today it is 3.5. Next generation, they are speculating that it will be completely dependent. So we don't know what's waiting for us tomorrow. Yeah, so we are solely relying on AI, on more, solving our problems more efficiently.
We're hoping.
Minuta.
Hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. Next question.
My initial question was connected to startups because I wanted to know more about it. So the second question is connected to competitors because not everyone is your friend. So
Yeah.
who are the competitors on this market?
Do you want to answer that?
Sure. So our biggest competitors are, of course, other credit card companies who are large in class, of course, Visa, American Express, and so forth. And we can go all day, like naming the list of people that are competitors. But as you said it, not everybody is our friend, and I agree with that. And I think that you should always give out the olive branch. You should always take your hand out, and you should always see what, because the world is on a want and need basis. I think if you offer somebody something needs, he's probably gonna take it if you can get something out of it. So I think it's a deal, and the business world works in that way, where everybody is trying to make deals all the time because everybody profits from it. I see what you're asking our competitors, but I think just be the bigger man in the wider picture. I think that's the whole point.
There is the saying, calculate 3 times the fourth you do the thing. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
This is very short, and you guys mentioned several times word of mouth. Exactly, Katerina or
Tamara.
Tamara, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I didn't really get you, I have to say, because how do you mean that? You mean from consumers' perspective?
Both, actually.
Or
The
from
companies,
partnerships?
from partnerships, if they are satisfied with our cooperation and their cooperation with us, and the consumers with the service we provide them.
But what kind of service exactly?
Payment, digital payment.
Actually, the ease of payment. So
Improving the current automatization and digitalization using
what does that mean?
AI.
What kind of solution? Is there still a card I'm zipping like?
Well, it can be for the users, the older generations who prefer that way. To the new users, it would be digital.
NFC tags.
What's that?
NFC tags.
Okay.
There are people using them today, but on smaller scale.
Okay.
So if we manage to transfer at all completely to NFC tags and payment through our smartphones, it will be much easier.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, No time, ja.
Slobodno sećam 10, to je to. 10, to je to.
Hvala vam.
Thank you.
Hvala puno.
Hvala timu Looney Tunes, a sada će nam se predstaviti tim RGB koji predstavljaju Aleksa Ignjatović, David Rao, Mihajlo Majga i Marina Mihaljević. Izvolite.
To što da kažeš, bilo zabavno, znači ako ti sada treba kafeći, bilo zabavno sinoć.
Da. Znači, sve vreme se hvali kako mi nije ništa.
Fantastično.
Od sinoć, ali... Sad mi je Boga ne hvala.
Da li neko od vas može za kafu?
Jesam ja, molim te, Boga me glava sve.
Crna 2131. Crna?
Ovo sam htjela reći, imam tabletu i onda vidim da pijete već.
Sad me stigla sinoć.
A soka? Sok sam treba neko drugo.
Meni ne treba sok. Ne treba na njima.
Jesam ja isto praviti, iako orala ovu tablu Panadola sa sobom, a preko ne treba.
Da li ste spremni? Krećemo sad.
Dear members of the jury, it's my great pleasure to start this presentation about our answer for this case study. We are a team to briefly go through our table of contents. It's just simple. It's introduction, problem, solution, and analysis. Nextly, we're going to talk about our company, MasterCard. We would describe MasterCard with 3 words. It's pioneer, innovation, and visionary. From their founding in 1966, we can see the constant growth of the company, and they were a big part of every major innovation in the world of finance and payment methods and everything, especially from the appointing of the new CEO from 2000. But what now, actually? Where are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? What is the next plan for the next decade? And how are we going to compete with some big players like Visa and UnionPay, especially Visa? So it's going to be one hard ride. So let's start from the beginning. If we see, firstly, we started with cash payments. For 100 years, we used cash, and we traded with each other. So that was the beginning of everything. After a lot of years, we introduced card payments with some plastic cards, and it was a huge deal. Now, what now? What is the next thing? Then we introduced mobile phones because we carry them all of the time, and they were the really great solution. But last year, we had a great revolution. It was AI revolution. So the question actually is, what can we do next? How can we incorporate that in our finance? So the question is, do we need cash or those plastic cards, or we just need our body?
So our team actually has a 3-pronged approach to solidifying MasterCard as a pioneer and a leader in finance and in payment processes. Here we have 3 pillars that MasterCard should focus on in the following 10 years. It is data, cybersecurity, and business-to-government business model. When we talk about data, we live in the 21st century where we have the most information that we ever have. And it's very important what we do with that information. How do we store it? How do we analyze it? And what insights we try to gain from all that data that we collect. When we are dealing with data and the transfer of information, it's very important to think about how is it saved, how is it stored. Can any malicious party actually get their hands on my password, on my money in this situation? And it is really important to tackle this problem very seriously.
And at the end, when we're dealing with finance, when we're dealing with money, we are essentially dealing with governments and their regulations. And it's really important that MasterCard, as a pioneer in finance, connects with and builds meaningful partnerships with governments, especially from emerging markets, so that can help them to improve their regulations. And one of the things that we would like to point out is our red and orange model. It's actually a way that MasterCard can actually deal with talent acquisitions, make strategic partnerships, and actually position its brand as a trustworthy company. What the red and orange model actually is, it's a competition between two teams that do penetration testing and test cybersecurity measures that MasterCard has in place. It helps with students to understand the problems that are dealing in financial sector. It helps employees of MasterCard to build their mentorship skills and to guide those new minds into the world of finance. And it also helps to establish MasterCard as somebody who values the most important thing in the 21st century, which is data.
So here's our SWOT analysis, and when we saw and look at it, we have some strengths. When we talk about strengths about MasterCard, we are a well-known brand. We have good market share, and we have that tendency to growth. We have good technology, and this technology has really well tendency to growth. When we talk about weaknesses, we have fast-growing competition, of course, and we also notice that the most of the revenue depends on a traditional way of paying, and that's by credit cards. When we talk about threats, some of the threats will be some of the threats will be regulatory, because we work worldwide. Also, we have cybersecurity risks. We also have problems with technological disruptions. And when we talk about opportunities, we can use biometrics as way of paying. Also, we can improve our technology. We have imagine markets, and also make a really good partnerships, especially with government. Here you can see our competition. There is Visa and UnionPay. What we can see that MasterCard is leader in new technology and innovations. And when we talk about UnionPay, it's not so direct competition, because their primary target is Chinese and Russian market. And we also do the Tam-Sam-Som analysis, and this is relevant to small to medium businesses. We have TAM, which is 2018 million. Then we have SAM, which is 140 million small to medium businesses, and SUM, which is 42 million small to medium businesses.
Okay, now when you heard about MasterWay, I want to introduce you to MasterMap. That is our 10-year plan. The 10-year plan is to, like they say, to collect all the data for the MasterCard. Then when we have the data, we have the resources to train our AI model, and then we have better business decisions. Then in 2027, we will start sales process and lead generation process with B2G, with governments. Then also we will start academic partnerships to start talent acquisition process and communications with students. Then in 2029, we'll try to close first government and to start working with them with regulation lobbying, and the Gen Z talent acquisition would be in 3 years. Then in last year we will have a customer acquisition and retention, and like everything, when we finish first 10-year plan, we will start next 10-year plan. Okay. And Banga say there is no such deal you did not want to win. There is only a deal you could not figure out how to win. And this is our team: Mikhailo, David, Marina, and me, Alex. Thank you. Your questions.
Alex, thank you very much for the very good presentation. I know how you work and your team, and I don't question for you, but that presentations have all immense this case.
Thank you. Okay, thank you for your presentation. I will have a couple of questions actually. I will narrow it down to 2, so everybody else can also question. I will first touch the government cooperation that you want to establish, right? How do you entice governments to work with you? How exactly you, not Visa, for example? Why doesn't Visa have the maybe same idea? What's your competitive advantage, and why actually government will work with any card company?
Good question. I'll take that one. Just let me think of an answer. So when it comes to MasterCard, it's very famous for the diversification of its portfolio of different services, and it goes from it's mostly B2B and not P2P or B2C, which is more prominent in different companies. So we think that MasterCard can really help governments with different incentives to actually escalate their small to medium businesses development, which are actually the biggest drivers for employees and economic growth, and that would be it.
And you don't think the government cannot find any data or any sites like outside those companies, because you will be basically getting in a quite like tight spot concerning regulation, because of course governments are regulated, right?
Yeah, when it comes to regulation, we think that MasterCard with its innovation labs and all its experts that it has, it can help governments. It can be a valuable partner to governments in dealing with regulation and how to actually improve regulation for its economic development.
Okay. Second question: you at one point in the presentation you said really distinctly that traditional way of paying is still #1 revenue stream for MasterCard. Yet in your presentation for the next 10 years, in your next 10-year plan, you're basically talking all about technology and tech development and tech development. What about keeping your main revenue stream intact and growing it as well?
Okay, thank you for the question. We skipped that in the presentation actually, but every year for the past 3 or 4 years, 4 or 5% of MasterCard users are switching from traditional paying methods to online paying methods or any other new paying methods, especially in the first world countries. But our idea is to incorporate that in developing countries. So that's the idea, because we think that the most of the cash paying method that MasterCard gets are from the developing countries. And if that system works really good in the countries of the first world for many years now, we think that we can make it work in developing countries as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for excellent presentation.
Yeah, guys, very nice, very pleasant presentation. Very nice to listen to you, and I know some of you are new, but very nice. I like the way you branded your ideas, like Masterway and the red and orange model. There, of course, I mean, we can discuss about this for a long time if you want to go deeply into all these things. But you mentioned several things I really couldn't avoid, not to hear. For example, you said that you, as a MasterCard company, you want to improve regulations in developing countries. How do you imagine the case that you as an American company improving regulations in any country, especially developing countries?
Yeah, so MasterCard has
Sorry to interrupt you. Let's try to respond quickly, then we can ask more questions.
Okay, yeah. So basically, MasterCard on the region allows its offices to deal with local people. So we as a global company only send experts and collaborate with so global experts and collaborate with experts on the field. And together with those two forces, we will help governments with regulation. So basically, American experts plus local experts and academia partnerships equals improved regulation. That will be consultations with MasterCard team. That is one of the consultation with MasterCard team that is involved in innovation system.
So basically, you will indirectly improve regulations. It's not that you're going to talk to government, but for that ecosystem together with you,
we talk about system
to increase the level of current, let's say.
Because every country is different and have different regulations.
Okay, the G thing, because somehow I don't think the name is appropriate, honestly. Can you go back? Because you mentioned under that B2G, you mentioned many things, very interesting, but B2G is something else, I think. B2G, if you're really working with governments, you know, this company currently has B2B2C model, but B2G is if MasterCard, that's something like Miroslav, Professor Ferenczak just asked you. I think that this name is not the most appropriate, I'm not sure. Union Pay, I wouldn't agree with you with that table. I don't know. And also I think that your biggest threat is Union Pay. Because they are developing countries. It's not true that it's only China and Russia. If you travel in Africa and Southeast Asia, it's all about Union Pay the last 5 years. And like David said, things are changing rapidly. So I think actually you're going to meet Union Pay more and more in those countries that you exactly want to do.
Union Pay only now have maybe 20% of, and that's enough.
But you also have 20%.
Yeah, I know.
You have
25.
The other things, I'm totally with you. I agree with David that things are going to rapidly change and no one's going to need that plastic or even cell phone in the pocket. But the very last question, sorry to ask you so much because I got some opportunity now. The 2034 very last point was customer acquisition and retention or something, I forgot. Yes. So why 10 years after? Do you think you have time to wait to do all these things slowly and then only in 2034 to do that?
Okay. We talk about that. That is the plan for every year. You know, but when we finish the 10 year, we want to have the completed cycle and to finish system for every next year. Because talent acquisition, employee branding, and everything that is what we do every year, every day maybe in our company, and that is what we see in the case that MasterCard is a really good company for that. A lot of innovation, a lot of good people, a lot of Gen Z that work there.
Yeah.
Okay, can I add something?
Yeah, interesting.
Why did we place it at the 10-year mark? It's actually because here we will start academy partnership. So we'll get more cybersecurity students and make them academic students that will work for us. And 5 years later, they will become seniors. And now they're the pulling force of the MasterCard at that point. You can see that in the case. We also read they had that in 2011 to I think some years after that. So it's the same process, just again and again.
Okay. Good. I have no further questions. Thank you very much.
I have one short question. You told that your strength is good market share. Where are you now with market share and where do you want to be in 2034 with market share?
We saw in the case that we are now at 25.6% of market share, but it's of course it's increasing, and we want it to be to take a bigger market share. For example, 35%, because we we get informations from 2021 year, and we think that we are now actually at more percentage.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I would like to add another fast thing. Can we get to the Townsend? Yeah, okay, when we look at this chart, we see 280 million small to medium businesses. That's according to the World Bank. And from those 220 million, we have 140 million of people that are actually capable of going to cars or mobile phones because of the technology issues. So we lose 50% of the stakes. Okay, and now we have 42 million safe because that's our market share for the MasterCard. But the idea is if we go to the rural countries and we try to develop with them their technology, and so they can be better with, so they can have the MasterCards and do their paying system, we can get a big share of other 140 million before Visa or UnionPay.
Final thing, we want to keep our customers and to give them value, and to other customers that don't use MasterCard to innovate that process and to get them. Thank you.
Koliko dugo ste?
The most important
5 sati,
thing.
ja? 5 sati bez telefona? No to maksimum bez telefona.
Bolje da pređemo na biometriku, bit će lakše.
Da, duže, 10 godina, 5 sati.
Hvala timu FDB, sada će nam se predstaviti tim pod nazivom Zero, koji predstavljaju Nenad Sić, Anja Martinović, Ivona Zeremski i Janje Delale.
Zero?
Zero.
To 0. Zero.
Ja sam razumela.
Ovo je peti?
Ovo je peti, da.
Okay, on this presentation you can see one of the most important people in this company, and it's important to say that MasterCard offers some services, plenty of services to their consumers, like credit, debit, and prepaid cards, bank analysis, working with startups, and more others.
This is a SWOT analysis, so we found their strengths are a variety of services, and they're focused on innovations. They are a well-developed brand, and they have good developed B2B2C, and they have debit MasterCard kits. However, their weaknesses are inefficiency developed in Asian markets, which we thought that their opportunity can be that they can expand more on the Asia's market, and they have lack of majority market presence. So one of their opportunities will be to master like competitors, and to win like the major market presence. And the most of the threats are inflation and other competitors. We are sorry for inconvenience. These are examples for our ideal customers, or better said, consumers. We call them Janet and Derek. They are people who spend a lot of money to upgrade and improve their lifestyle, like
Janet is a mother. She is a personal trainer. She spends lots of money for her child and for her life. She goes to doctor.
Plastic surgery.
Plastic surgery is not she go to fitness, gym. She is self-care.
The banking market, and for indirect competitors, we have outlined Amazon Pay as a very popular way of paying and doing transactions in the West. And for other indirect competitors, we have outlined cryptocurrencies as a developing form of finance that could maybe overtake banks in the future.
Our first strategy is integrating Generation Z. By this, we thought that we will get more employees who are from younger generations, which will bring company more freshness, and they have a lot of new ideas because they grew up in the time of technologies, and for development of the company, they will be very important. And how will we bring them to company? We will make flexible hours. Even they'll have opportunity to work from home. They'll have paid courses of personal development, or they'll have free therapy sessions with psychologists, because we know that Generation Z is very woke about mental health. Yes. And also they'll have fitness passes and team buildings, which will bring them to company more.
The next problem we have identified is the fintech companies, or the financial technology companies. These are startups that have been working mostly independently of MasterCard and using other banking platforms that MasterCard can't benefit from. We think that the best strategy to deal with that part of the competition is to form partnerships with them, as MasterCard has a history of forming partnership with their direct competitors. We think that by forming partnership with these startups and working to improve them, investing resources into them, they could get first-hand access to the ideas that those startups develop, and could work to greatly improve MasterCard's company before their other big competitors.
So the next thing would be working with governments to reduce provisions, because most people opt to pay with cash when they travel somewhere else, because the provisions are very high and the banks are taking a lot of money. If we would to make something like European Union, but for cards, where people would pay less provisions, they would use cards to pay, and cards are safer than cash because it's in your pocket and you need the PIN, you need the plastic, you need the phone or whatever, and cash you can use whoever. So the idea was to work with governments via some contracts, yes, with some contracts to make it to benefit and the country and the banks. The second idea, third actually, would be the innovative cashback ideas, where people would be encouraged to pay with cards with some things that they could get back. Like, for example, amount of the purchase would dictate what would be the cashback. So it could be like a discount or some tokens that you can later buy stuff with online, or you can exchange for money, which wouldn't be very smart, but yes. And maybe some cashbacks, where you would pay for something and you would get money back. That would be the biggest ideas we have.
And for the last part of our strategy, we have highlighted developing previous innovations. Lots of the innovations that MasterCard has made in the last few years are very vital to the success of the company in the near future. The two main things I would like to outline are cryptocurrencies and cybersecurity, as two things that will be very relevant in the near future. And the company has invested into, but there needs to be further development, because both of those things are fields that develop very quickly, where people find new ways to commit fraud and try to scam people out of their money. And cryptocurrencies as a market is varying day to day very heavily. So I think that those two things are two things that MasterCard should focus on the most in the near future. Thank you for your attention. This was our presentation.
Maybe you guys can start.
Okay, so thank you for your presentation. I will have a couple of questions. What you actually get back to your partnerships and especially partnerships with the government as well. Work with governments to reduce variations and one slide back please as well is a partnership with big tech. How will you partner with fintech? What are you offering them to basically come to your network and not be part of other network or stand alone, or and also how are you going to do it? Partnership, or are you going to straight out acquire them, or what?
We think that the thing that MasterCard offers compared to all the other competitors is just they're a way bigger company than the other competitors. Other competitors are smaller companies who offer smaller independent banking software. Well, we think that MasterCard could offer way more, and we think the best way to do those partnerships would be acquiring those said companies, because then you would, because one of the main goals we have outlined is the first-hand access we want to the innovations those companies are making, and acquiring those companies would be the best way to achieve that.
So basically you have quite a lot of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars set aside for that, right? Because it costs quite a lot.
Yes, because we think that it would be a worthwhile investment for the future, because those fintech companies are developing smaller segments of the market and would be a good way to get benefit from the focus on the small segments of the market, while the larger company MasterCard could focus on the larger segments of the market.
Okay, second question concerning your competitors as well. I'll connect it because you're connected as well. Competitors and your, let's say, ideas to use is cryptocurrency, because you say cryptocurrency is your competitor, yet you will develop cryptocurrency cards and connect to them. So I don't get straight away, you use them as a competitor, or is it your opportunity where you actually can work with?
Well, they are competitors for now, but we can start to work with them and we can use them, because cryptocurrencies are nobody's exactly. So we could implement them in our payment systems, and we can trade them and maybe make an exchange office for it or something like that.
Well,
where you could buy crypto and you can sell crypto.
So basically you will say as well that cash is your competitor as well?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for now.
Maybe I have some questions about your ideal person or brand person. Okay. Why 35 for women and 50 for men? Why this difference between ages and?
Well, because mostly older men are the ones with money, I would say. And it is true. I mean, it can be me. I don't really have enough money to spend it on such things. And he's a CEO. To be a CEO in a certain company, you need time and you need to dedicate a lot of your life to get to that position. So he would not only spend on his hobbies, which are very expensive, you see, traveling and sailing. It would be some business expenses that would be that car or something like that. And for women, I would say that is basically a time in women's life where they are thinking the most about how they can still look young. I mean, yeah, and that's where they spend the most money on, you know. When they're younger, they spend too, but they don't need to spend as much as when they're older. Because when women get to age 35, especially in like a place like Hollywood, where women really appreciate their look, and people really know them for their looks, they spend a lot of money for medical surgeries to look young, the Botox, the other surgeries I'm not going to name, but we all know.
Okay, you gave me the topic for thinking. Thank you.
Do we still have time? Yeah. Okay, guys, just very two comments, questions. I don't know. This innovative cashback, I totally didn't get it, honestly. What's that about? How that can help such a company of $15 billion like to increase or to maintain their business?
Well, some of the ideas.
It's not this one. It's not, yeah, this one.
One of the ideas was that people would pay more with the cards and not with cash. Because, for example, an idea could be that every 10th purchase you do with a card, you get like a 20% off, or you get 20%
It's like a
money
reward.
back. Yes.
So I pay something 200 euros and I get 20 euros back in cash.
Yes.
So it's like discount.
It's a discount. You pay instead of 200, you pay 180.
Okay, but that's already happening everywhere. You go to free shop at the airport somewhere in, I don't know, Paris, and they say use MasterCard, Visa, Union Pay, you get 5% off, 8% off. Okay, but I understand. And the only one comment I wouldn't agree with you, not with you per se, but with the team, because you said that people are traveling with cash. You want to talk to governments to decrease, how do you call, provisions?
Provision.
I think no one is traveling with cash, maybe only Serbian people.
Yes,
95% of the world travels without one penny. That's a problem for them sometimes, actually, because actually you call them provisions, but I guess you want to say bank fees, card fees, whatever. Very low, you know. Actually, it makes much more sense to even withdraw money from ATM in foreign country if you go to Vietnam than to exchange in the exchange office. Right now, it's already much lower than what you can get on the street. And most of the people who travel with some card, no one has cash, actually, honestly speaking. What I see in the world. Not even 50 euros.
For example, I know that in Poland there is a lot of fake ATMs where you would put in your card, and you know that's not safe. And if you're wanting to get cash, you're risking your information, your credit card, the money actually you have. So anywhere we could do the card, that would be better than cash, because it's a lot harder for people to spend on your card than your cash. Like if somebody stole a cash, they can use it, but if they stole card, you need a PIN.
Okay. Thank you very much. Very nice presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sada će nam se predstaviti tim Kaizen, koji je ujedno i pretposlednji tim za danas. Predstavnici ovog tima su Teodora Marić, Marija Đaković, Anica Vlajsavljević i Milica Živković. Izvolite. Vaše vreme kreće sad.
Dear judges, I hope you are impressed by the previous solutions to the case that you heard so far, but we hope that you will be even more impressed with what we have for you. Therefore, I would like you to present the team that has been working on this. We have Anica, Maria, me as Milica, and Teodora. While reading the case and getting to know the case and the company, we could see that for the past 10 years, the strategy of MasterCard was good and it showed good results. We can see that MasterCard has the share in the world of 25%, but it has been like that for the past 5 years, which is good because we are not falling down, but good is the enemy of great and we can go up. So we made a solution that can lift us up.
While we do analysis of this company, we find a lot of places where we can improve our business and becoming leader on some markets. You can see here that the red places is the places where the MasterCard is leader on the market. And we can see a lot of blue places, which is where Visa is leader. So we find this really attractive to grow our market share in that positions. Here we also find information for 2027, where we can find a huge growth of people who will use digital payment as way of payment. So we find that like opportunity for our business. There is a growth for about half of billion people who will use digital more than now. So we can see a lot of way for improvement in there. And also it's important that the biggest amount of people will be in Europe and Asia. So it's the markets where we focus on.
This is MasterCard business model canvas, and we focused on one field, that's the customer segment, because we think that this is the field we need the most of improvements.
We've done a SWOT analysis of the MasterCard, and the basic conclusion that we find after this SWOT analysis is that the MasterCard is second highest market share in payment card segment, and it is a really big strength of this company. And also for opportunities, we find information that more than 30% of people in the world are completely financial excluded. So we saw that like opportunity for growth. And also there is increasing number of people that will use digital way of payment. That is also opportunity. And one of the threats is that the MasterCard have for the last 5 years the same amount of market share in the world. So it's great, but we can see the rise. So if you don't rise, it's like stagnation, so it's also bad. So we saw that like threat because something has to be done.
And our solution and our strategy. How to maximize the company's success? Well, by expanding on new market and new customers, basically. So let's go. We have this quote that actually follow us to our solution. So the quote is, tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, but involve me and I will learn. Okay, so let's see what we did actually, how, what, and why. Okay, this is some circle, let's say so, and our solution is actually correlation between banks and MasterCard. So we saw opportunity in teens. Why in teens? There is 1.3 billion of teens in the world currently, and they don't know how to use banks. They don't know how the MasterCard, like how to use it and what is it that, and they don't know actually more or less nothing about finances. So we saw that as a huge threat and problem for basically every financial business, banks and MasterCard like together. So what we want to actually accomplish with this solution is that we will make a partnership between banks. So they will give teens and juniors a new card that that they will use in early age. And what was our solution? How will they use it? They need to make a 21 payment by MasterCard. So why 21? We all know 21 days is needed to create a new habit, and that's the number that we wanted to be our lead for this new payment method. So when they finish their 21st transaction by MasterCard, they will have money back, 10% of the money back, they will have it, and they will of course have a limit. So why we did that? Because the new customer and new people will go to a bank, and then of course there is a new customers for MasterCard as well. So who will give that money actually back? That will be that will do a MasterCard company, not the banks. that will do a MasterCard. So, of course, sorry. So, what will happen after that 21 day? After that, we will have some game with bank accounts, like with banking apps. After that 21 day, we want to that those new customers stay to be our customers, and we will have a game on banking apps that they will collect the tokens or some credits, and we will maybe have like weekly or monthly challenges, and this game will be a quiz about finance. So where they can educate themselves, they can educate on our website, on YouTube channel, or some other social media platforms. When they collect the tokens, they will receive also some money back. So if you educate yourself and if you know how to use MasterCard properly, you will have some award, let's say so. So yeah, that's the circle that I think I explained.
About effects, we found that this wave of a new wave will rise the card issue market share for 20% because on the earth there is about 1.3 billion teenagers right now, and it's about 16% of population, and growth of brand perception would also rise because we would do marketing strategy for also new generation Z. And if we have time, we also have backup slides. Okay.
But before backup slide, while you were reading the case, maybe you saw this sentence. We highlighted it here because we find it as one important sentence from the case. That is what the former CEO of the MasterCard company said. He basically said that the only constant, the thing that we need to strive for is the change. Because without change, we cannot win. We cannot win the competitors. Therefore, we would like to implement Kaizen. And then we come to our name, the name of our team. Kaizen is the constant improvement. And the Kaizen is a philosophy that is becoming more and more popular and bringing more and more effects to the companies. So by implementing Kaizen and motivating people to make changes, every person in the company, you can get good results. And by that, I would like to end this presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, dear girls. Presentation is very interesting, and I look fun this first time. It's very good.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. It was really interesting. What really caught my attention is that you said that teens don't know how to use credit cards, right? I have a daughter which is 4 years old and she knows how to use mobile phone. And I believe she will be excellent at using credit cards, especially when she needs cash. So that's one point that I would like to make. And how do you make the teens don't know how to use credit cards? Can you elaborate on that?
I think they know how to use it. You just tap it and yeah, your cash goes. But they don't know anything apart from that, like how actually finance work and what is like cybersecurity, crypto wallets, and things like that. And we saw that MasterCard is very active in other fields, like they have some crypto wallets. They have a lot of startups that they investing, and that is also the thing that we want to learn the teens, not just like what is the credit card. I think they know only that, but we want to point the other things with that quiz, like when they becomes our customers, we will educate them to know other stuff just like apart from your money goes when you tap your card. Then that's it.
Okay, and you think that just by educating them, they will spend a lot more money and actually swipe their cards even more, right?
They will be aware of it, of the usage of the cards and of the finances, so they will know the topic.
Okay, and that will help grow the company in the next 10 years, which was the idea of the case. Okay.
Yes, they will be our customers when they will be 20, 30 years old in next 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, by that we are attracting banks, because we are when banks have more customers, and banks see the usage of it and the influence, the impact that we have with this idea, then we will have more companies, more partners as banks.
Okay. And second question is that you're basically targeting, of course, young adults, as you say. Where of those like 1.6 billion young adults that you're targeting, where most of them live?
We couldn't find that information. We just find generally for the world, but we would focus on teenagers in Asia and Europe.
And why is that? Because in Africa is the biggest growth of that population.
Currently, of course, we talked about Africa and Latin America, and we saw a huge growth that we can do over there. But there we also need to educate adults as well, because in Latin America they keep money under the bed, like they don't use banks. So that's actually was our first idea, but we target here Europe and Asia, because they know how to use internet, they have access to it, and we also saw that actually a really big percentage of around 30% of people in Europe don't use banks as well. So we saw that as a thing that we can like.
So basically, you're targeting shrinking market.
Firstly, yes, but when this strategy works, we will have. Because it's easier to implement in those areas, and when we have a success in those areas, we will go to Latin America and Africa.
Okay, thank you.
No. Do you have MasterCard?
Yes.
All of you?
Yes.
Okay. So there are no any special requirement to have MasterCard. You only have to come to bank, open account, and you don't have regular income every month, or no?
We have only students.
Scholarships. Okay, and that's enough for.
Yes.
Okay. Where are all of these 1.3 billion teens all over the world? Your teens and your target groups are all over the world.
Yes.
Okay. How is this your plan for next 10 years?
Yes.
You need 10 years to cover all teens.
We, as I mentioned, firstly we will target Europe and Asia, and then in the next maybe first 5 years Europe and Asia, and then from 5 to 10
Because
other parts of the
they
world.
won't be teens anymore.
Yeah, that's.
So
yeah, I get the point. Yeah.
You should think about it, because this is your only strategy for your case. So you should think about it. That's all.
I
Thank
think
you.
it's important to say that one of also problems that we are solving is that a lot of parents use their credit card, and if they have a small children, they need the money for like school, for like food and that, and then parents have to go somewhere to get cash. So this will solve that problem, that parents just can transfer on that kid's card. So that is really good, because that would help like for marketing, because our target is banks basically, and if they will buy a license of MasterCard, it will be better, because there will be a lot of parents that really want just MasterCard, not Visa, because Visa is our main competition. So they would choose the banks that have a license of MasterCard. So it is really important to say.
I think that a few days before I saw the commercial on TV for some children card. I'm not sure which. Okay. Is that Master or Visa? I'm not sure.
That's another question now.
I don't have any questions. Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Okay, guys. First of all, I love your the way you present, especially opening and the whole dynamics. It's very nice.
And smile.
Smile, especially. Yes. I just have one question and two comments. One question is actually the only question is you said at one point some percentage of people who are financially excluded.
Yes.
What does that mean?
That is the percentage of people that don't have a financial education.
Financial education?
And credit cards.
Yes.
Like they are
basic.
You mean they're just using the most basic, let's say, cash or something?
Yeah, like
it's
just using cash. They don't have bank accounts.
Okay, good. No, my only my comment is when you make this type of presentations, please be careful what you put on slides. For example, that world map that you show is totally not accurate, and it doesn't help you.
It's from this year, data that.
Yeah, but it's not true. Doesn't matter for which year. Russia cannot use any cards.
Yeah.
Zero. They have MIR, MIR, their own system. Chinese never use diners. They have Union Pay. And even has only 5 countries according to that map, which is.
It doesn't mean that it has only 5 countries. It means that it's.
They're dominating there.
Yeah, they're dominating there.
Yes, but for me, this map is really because China, Russia for sure not, and then for the rest we can. Yeah. Otherwise, interesting ideas. Honestly, I didn't really get that teen Mastercard bank metrics because teenagers are. We just had discussion previous team. They're not the most affluent customers, Those guys, like younger people, students. Maybe you can address some the promotions to them. That, like Daniela said, that once they grow at one point, they can do something. But that's very long-term strategic goal. But interesting, yeah.
I would just like to comment that banks are our customers, and by reaching out the teens, we are reaching out the banks indirectly, and that's what we wanted to say.
That's what you mentioned during the presentation. Very true.
And also we have one backup slides about KPI that we would follow.
Okay, good. We see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your questions.
Hvala puno našim dragim koleginicama. Sada je vreme da nam se predstavi i poslednji tim za danas, nakon čega ćemo proglasiti pobednika. Poslednji tim za danas jeste tim Quantum, koji predstavljaju Anđela Stamatović, Marija Mišić, Filip Milovanović i Anja Radanović. Izvolite.
Nikola je jako opasan.
Nikola je kad ubio pogled.
Pa, technical
support. Ne,
Nikola, znaš kako je svakoga. Vrlo je strog.
Vaše vreme kreće sad.
Hello everyone, my name is Anja Radanović. This is my team Quantum, and now we will be talking about our MasterCard strategy or our case study about the organization. So let's talk about the company. So the MasterCard company developed in 1979. It's the largest payment processing corporation worldwide. It offers a range of payment, transaction processing, and other related payment services. And it has been publicly traded since 2006. So now we will be talking about the problems in the past 10 years and why we actually saved most of the methodology that they were using and why it's beneficial. So the first problem that they encountered is actually their new leader and the new vision. Since the new leader or the CEO came to the organization, The employees were ready to work, but they had no ideas and didn't know how to actually develop their work. They had a big potential, but no growth since they didn't have ideas, but were very motivated to work. They had a smaller share of card transactions than Visa, since Visa is one of the most popular organizations when it comes to money and credit cards. And actually they are custom based, since they didn't really know how to target their customers and didn't know how to actually do great marketing.
Thank you, Anya. They built a system method of working which was named Grow, Diversify, Build. They were talking about growing above the competition, for example, Visa. They growed above them. Diversify people. There were so many types of people who was using these cards transactions, but they're not their mainly type of users, and built some new system methods for card using.
Well, now I'm gonna talk about some problems we predict that will be a problem in the future. First one will be rapid financial technology development. I would say that we all think that when something's new, it's better, but sometimes it's hard to catch up with that, because there's always a risk that will it work or will not. And the next problem will be question is can population keep up with digitalization, because we have a lot of people that don't know how to catch up with some innovations, so we don't know how to prepare for those problems. Also, end of the partnership and new competition. We all know that there's a lot of young populations without the money.
Now I'm going to be talking about some solutions that we made. We wanted to make sure that in the period of next 10 years, we spend a few years planning for the future obstacles that may come for this company. First of all, we think that it's good for every company to make system updates. Why is that important? It's important that we can keep up with the needs of younger generations, which sometimes can be a problem because people who work in some firms are diverse. They have like different age rates, so sometimes it might be the problem. So I'm gonna come to the fourth part of this solution task, and I'm gonna talk about motivation of employees. First of all, we were thinking about having some younger employees because they would be better for idea giving. Also, we are talking about simpler programs and education for the population. Why is that? When you have a product that keeps up with new everyday needs that new generations want us to have, we still have part of the community who are not keeping with that. So we have to educate them and also make simpler programs that keep up with new modern standards, but also make us a bit likely to accommodate to all of the people who are our customers. And also our third part is if you can't win them, join them. We were talking about how cryptocurrency is coming, and also we were talking about how other people and other companies may be like a problem for our company. If you have good company, it's best to have people who may be your problem. Maybe in that business-wise story, you have them, and you need to accommodate to them, and also you need to make good partnerships, so it's easier to benefit from it.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for a good presentation and for a good, interesting strategy. Okay.
Evo Andrea malo, ja sam se
Okay,
ispitala.
thank you for your
Cijel dan snimaš
presentation. Do you have some ideas how you are going to attract younger customers?
Well, like I said, we were thinking about a new PR strategy. What's the point? The point is our PR managers should be younger people who belong in younger generation, because they are more likely to maybe get in touch with our younger targeted public. Also, we wanted to incorporate some things that are really not usual, maybe more social media, and maybe some things that could be better for the eye of younger population.
Okay, thank you. So as I can clearly see, you prefer younger customers, but also younger employees as well, right? Thank you. I have no further questions.
Well, guys, thank you very much for the presentation. I wanted to ask about I didn't get, because somehow this was an interesting slide, but honestly this letter is like black color was not the best choice. You cannot really see them on the top of those trees, and
It's not really like that on our computers, so
yeah,
I
I can
apologize.
imagine. No problem. But can you please remind me on number 3 solution? If you can't win, then join them.
We both can answer. Well, we just wanted to say that it would be. We just wanted to say that it would be better if we incorporate some partnerships with other firms.
With who? For example.
It would be better if. It would be better if they had some connections with.
Part I didn't really understand, honestly.
I don't think she meant these especially. I said that there's lots of young people that will get into business, and as Kirkpatrick said, if you don't cooperate, you die.
I agree. I cannot agree more. But I just want to see, do you have some concrete names or some ideas for next 10 years? Because we're talking about next 10 years, let's say, strategy. Because she said Visa and some other companies, but I just said, do you have some concrete idea for this?
Not for now, but the point is to attract other companies that will come in the future to start relationships with them, because I think it's important for our growth, not for everyone's growth.
Makes sense, fair enough. Thank you.
I'll have one question. You mentioned that you will strive to make MasterCard basically fulfill every wish, actually all the stuff that you want. What MasterCard currently is not fulfilling that it should? What's MasterCard basically? Can you pay with it? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and what else should you do with it? What's your plan?
Our point wasn't like to make it give everything. We just wanted to tell you that it would be good for it to keep up with new keep up with the upcoming things that are settling in business.
Such as?
Such as digitalization, maybe.
Okay, in which way? No, I mean digitalization. Can you not use MasterCard, for example, to pay over the internet, or?
You can use it, but we were thinking like if something comes up, they should be ready to join it.
Okay. Thank you.
There are
No further questions.
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ne, ja idem kako se na jednom mjestu možemo
te 30-40 godina posle fakulteta, ali tako. Tako da u tom smislu svaka čast, ima još dosta toga se poradi, dosta nas čitaju neke slajdove, okrećemo se tu, cimamo se, nismo baš uspjeli da uhvatimo, da kažemo, kontekst čita, pa se izbacuju neka rješenja bez neke validacije i tako dalje. Na tome treba da radimo uvijek. Znači, kad nešto izbacujemo, ok, pozadina, sve šta na slajdu, treba da znamo da objasnimo i tako dalje, i tako dalje. Znači, ali kažem, opet super što ste došli tu, bio ovaj COVID nesrećni i prošle godine je bilo otkazano takmičenje, pa je bilo online, tako sad praktično ponovo pišemo istoriju od današnjeg dana i nastaviti dalje, prijaviti sa sva moguće takmičenja, samo idite, jer tako jedino možete naučiti nešto, svi mi smo prošli kroz to pre. Ok, da ne dužim, pošto imaju ljudi obaveze i ste umorni, verovatno. Mi smo ovdje odredili prva, da kažem, 3 tima. Kako smo to radili, jednostavno kao i svi žiri, svako ima neko mišljenje, tu smo se borili, hvatili za gušu, jel? I gledali smo razne aspekte i taj neki, se kaže, i vizualni identitet celog tima i ono rješenje, analiza, rješenje, prezentacija rješenja, odgovori na pitanja, sve one stavke koje su standardne neke za ovaj tip takmičenja. Tako da evo, odlučili smo se, moram kažem jednoglasno kao žiri, na kraju da tim koji je prezentovao kao treći, mislim se zove, ako se ne varam, Looney Tunes, da je to tim broj 3. Tako, Bojan, Tamara, Aleksa i Katarina, ako se ne varam. Tako da molim vas dođite da primite sertifikate. Svaka čast. Ok, čujete, jel ne treba mi mikrofon? Ok, dalje imamo tim broj 2 koji je prezentovao kao šesti i zove se Kaizen. To su nam Marija, Anica, Milica i Teodora. I poslednji tim, odnosno prvi tim, da, tim broj 1, za koji smo se danas odlučili, je tim koji se, mislim, se zove RGB, tim koji je prezentovao četvrti. Marina, Mihajlo, David i Aleksa.
Hvala. Skontra strane.
Se budete spremali za položaj.
Pa ne znam. Grdi me kad nisam na roll-upu, zato to je problem.
Ok, sve čestitke ponovo za prva 3 tima i za svih 7 timova koji su danas učestvovali. Za prvi tim, ne znam šta da kažem, da li im čestitamo ili da ste vi ostali zahvalni što niste u njihovoj koži, pošto njihovi problemi tek nastupaju, vi ostali možete se odmarate, a oni sada treba da prezentuju našu lokalnu grupu u najboljem svetovnom polufinalu, tako da zapravo oni sad tek treba da počnu da razmišljaju šta će i kako će, se pripremaju, što naravno nadam se da njima neće biti teško, će sa zadovoljstvom to raditi. Mi smo tu da pomognemo, pričat ćemo i s moje strane ako nešto treba, naravno.
Čekamo finale da idete, naravno.
Naravno, da, polufinale je samo još jedan korak. Ok, treba nešto još da kažem na kraju? Da. Ništa, pa evo ako pre svega hvala organizatorima, kao što smo rekli od strane žirija, zaista je sve bilo sjajno danas, mislim da ste vi zadovoljni da je lepo sve proteklo od jutros. Meni je lično bilo veliko zadovoljstvo, pravo da vam kažem, nisam imao dodira s Timesom već 18 godina.
Nemoj.
Da, tako da zadnji put sam bio ja lično kao učesnik 2000, recimo, 6. na primjer.
A zašto vi imate potrebu i ti Slavko da pričate o godinu?
Ne znam. Ali super mi je bilo danas i hvala što ste mene pozvali ovako da učestvujem na ovom događaju, baš mi je zadovoljstvo i drago mi je da vidim šta se dešava sa mladim generacijama. Želim vam svima svako dobro, srećne praznike i u ime žirija vam zaista želimo puno uspeha u budućnosti i budite u STM-u, to je najbolja stvar na našem departmanu, definitivno što možete uraditi, zato što iskreno govoreći to vam je strašan asset i taj alumni, evo ja mogu da vam kažem, mi koji smo bili u STM-u i dan danas koristimo sve te benefite posle puno godina, da ne spominjem koliko. Tako da učestvujte tu, pomozite isto u lokalnoj grupi, jer to je ogledalo našeg departmana, našeg fakulteta, našeg grada i države na kraju, svih krajeva. i trudite se, nemojte budete lenji, radite na sebi, jer ima puno stvari koje možemo svi da uradimo, da naučimo, jako interesantnih stvari se menjaju, uživajte u životu, u studijama, srećni praznici i još jednom svako dobro i hvala svima.
Minut. Ja bih iskoristila ovih posljednjih par minuta pre nego što zvanično zatvorimo ovaj projekat, da dodelim zahvalnice našim divnim sudijama koji su izdvojili vrijeme da danas budu ovdje sa nama. Tako da bih pozvala ponovo može, ajde, idemo redom. Pozvala bih našu dragu Bojanu Ostojić da mi se pridruži. Zatim bih pozvala našeg dragog Miroslava Ferenčaka da nam se pridruži.
Kad smo kod dama. Ajde, dobro, može.
Pozvala bih također našu dragu profesorku Andreju Ivanišević. Također našu dragu profesorku Danijelu Gračanin. I za kraj ponovo našeg To bi bilo to za danas i za ovogodišnje lokalne kvalifikacije. Ja se zaista nadam da ste svi uživali i nije bitno pobediti, bitno učestvovati. Kao što su sudije rekle, vi ste za nas svi pobednici, nadam se da se vidimo i sljedeće godine, a pobedničkom timu želim svu sreću i da ih gledamo preko nekog live streama na leto u Briselu.
Pametno.